Welcome to Cosmic Channels. Please call 1-833-703-0424. The Cosmic Channels are open. All right, we're live.
Woo! I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
You have, tonight, you have the Majority Shareholders Association taking over Cosmic Channels. Dan is in his quarantine hotel, safe and sound in Bangkok, Thailand. And Andrew is, he has other obligations tonight. He cannot make it. You like my new background? I'm doing this strictly for tax reasons. CRA, I use the entirety of the room.
The full square footage.
The full square footage of the room is used as a home office.
And now you have proof.
And now I have proof.
Suck it.
For audit reasons. No, I just honestly, I was doing taxes all day and I was like, oh God, I don't have time to get the green screen set back up. It's dangling there. But I was like, oh, you know what? I got the lights. I can make this. I can work with this. And you got little me up in the corner there. Look at that big old head. That was sent. But you know the drill, 1-833-703-0424.
Boom.
We want all your stories.
And just like that, got our first caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, what's going on?
What's cracking?
So Dan actually moved back to Thailand?
Dan has relocated.
Damn, that's wild.
He's been wanting to go back, obviously, for 2 years, but the pandemic.
Basically, since COVID began.
But
that's awesome.
He'll still be
around. Congratulations for him.
Yeah, he'll still be around, though. He's not going anywhere.
Oh, I hope not. But so I called you guys a couple weeks ago after the Super Bowl. I was from Cincinnati. I was saying that it was rigged and all that, but I figured I would call in. I had to break a ghost story this time, actually.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
So when I was younger, it was me and my mom, and we lived actually just 2 blocks over from where I live now. And I always thought this house was weird. I got the chills constantly, and of course, in my mind, I'm like 13 years old. I'm just like paranoia. So I heard weird things all the time and kind of just brush it off because I'm a kid and I don't want my mom thinking I'm crazy. A couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, when I was moving into this house close to where I was, I told her how I felt, like the weird things that were happening, going on. You know, I would see things that were, I never saw them like actually move, but I would notice that, you know, the next day something wasn't where it was. And I always kind of wondered what was going on in that house. And I brought it up to my mom, and my mom just like turned white as a ghost. And she's like, I really hoped you never noticed. And she started telling me stories. She's like, I would be making breakfast, and also next thing you know, eggs on the other side of the countertop would just fly across the room and smash everywhere.
Oh shit.
She'd be down in the garage, and tools would just like pick up, and hammers would just throw across the room. And of course, my mom's not super superstitious or anything like that. But then to see her facial reaction and how
she's just a little stitious.
Yeah, she's just a little stitious. Yeah, basically, yeah. And it was crazy to think about, because I thought, you know, I was younger, I'd be high, sitting there, and all of a sudden something crazy would happen, stupid, you know, noises, and I'd be like, oh shit, I'd be freaking out. Then here to come find out, it wasn't just because I was high. It was like the house was actually haunted. So she did some research, and apparently, from what she told me, this lady pretty much killed her husband in the house.
Oh,
and that's why he would get mad and like throw breakfast stuff across the room and tools across the rooms, because he got killed somewhere in that house.
Oh, see, yeah, it's a poltergeist. Angry spirit.
Yeah, you know, taken too soon. He's lingering, upset about what happened. Probably upset that there's new people in his house, right? He's resenting the fact that like his life was taken or shortened, and he's hanging on. And every so often he musters up the power to chuck a hammer. That's terrifying.
No, but no, he never like threw it at, never hit anyone. It was just like
limp-wristed.
Yeah. My mom never. Yeah. She said she never felt threatened by it. She never was like scared.
Why? Of, like, how could she not be?
He's throwing hammers, dude. Your mom's a badass.
My weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. She must have been smoking what I had, even though I was freaking out. And she just nonchalantly, she's like, I don't think he was a bad guy. I'm like, Mom, he would throw hammers across the garage, like, as a ghost. That's probably not a good guy.
Yes, bro. No, not a great guy.
Yeah. But then you find out that, he was murdered, so it's like, was she insane? Maybe was he just kind of like an asshole?
Yeah, it's
know.
Hard to know the full story in that scenario.
Yeah, and there wasn't much to be found, like a background of was he a drunk? Was he an asshole to his wife, or was she just absolutely batshit?
Any word of the wife now? She's still serving a life sentence or something? Did you ever look that up?
Oh, she was. I think when we moved into that house, she was probably gone for about 20 years.
Oh, yeah, so long ago, old.
But my mom was certain that it was him. Like, it wasn't her. She was never once skipped a beat and said it was him. So, I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Now, my one follow-up question is she still in that house?
No, we lived there for a very short amount of time. I didn't know why we were in and out so quickly, and it wasn't until we had this conversation. She's like, yeah, I didn't want to live there anymore.
Yeah, it was a little haunted. I was gonna say if she's still there. I was curious to see if things have gotten progressively worse, or if this thing has slowly over time like lost some of his power or whatever, or is slowly left this earthly plane. But
and I'll be honest with you, we only live about a 5-minute walk from there now. And we've walked by the house, out there trying to get some steps in, and I've thought about going up and just trying to like, oh, hey, I lived here almost 20 years ago now. Like, do you guys ever see anything suspicious? But I don't know if it'll be like I'm the creeper that just like walks up and like, hey, I live here.
As long as you don't go at night.
Yeah,
I don't want to go.
If someone, well, you know what though, if someone came and knocked at my house and was like, hey, you have any haunted issues? I'd be like, no, but thanks for that, asshole. Now I have to sleep here.
Yeah.
What
do you mean haunted?
But like my cat back then would like jump up on the screen door and climb up the screen and try and get out of the house at night, and would just lose.
My cat does that too.
The cats are fucking just weirdos though.
Yeah. Cats are wild cards. Yeah. You can't hold anything a cat does as any evidence to anything. They're no one knows what they're up to. They're minds of their own.
Oh no, I like dogs, but
dogs, hell yeah.
So I had a real quick other story, and then I won't keep you guys much longer.
Sorry, we gotta.
If you have time, no big deal.
We gotta try and limit to one story per caller per week, but save that one and call back another time.
All right, sounds good.
And give us your name one more time and where you're calling from. You're calling from Cincinnati. What was your name again?
Cincinnati. Kyle. Cincinnati.
Maddie.
Awesome. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, perfect.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for the call.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for that call.
Bye.
Terrifying.
But just a casual poltergeist.
Something rolling around back here.
You got something rolling around?
We'll talk about something rolling around. We'll tell everyone that like our Airbnb we stayed at when we were in Austin, Texas, little bit haunted. Zell, wait till you see some of that footage I filmed of when it was overnight.
I felt
stuff of nightmares.
As soon as we walked into that place, I knew. I was like, "This is fucked." I'm getting an echo. Do you have speakers on or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Maybe my headphones are really loud.
I'm getting an echo. I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't know. Weird.
Is it me? No, not me. Anyways, let's bring another caller on.
Not me.
Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, what's up, boys? How's it going?
We're doing pretty well. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Austin, calling from Utah.
Austin from Utah. What do you got for us tonight?
going on, brother?
Got a doozy of a ghost story for you.
Oh shit! Well, let me change the music. I gotta get a little something here. 1 second. I got one called "The Demon's Escape." There we go. All right.
We ready?
Yep.
Awesome. So this happened, it was Halloween 2011. I was 17 at the time. And my buddy and I, we used to like to go explore abandoned buildings and old graveyards and stuff. And so we decided that this Halloween we were going to go to this old graveyard that was out by an old mine in Utah, the Kennecott mine. And supposedly it's one of the most haunted graveyards in the country. So we decided to go out there and just mess around and see what we could, find. So we go out there, it's already dark. It was like 8 or 9 at night. And no one's out there. There's nothing around the graveyard for like a few miles. So it's completely dark. No buildings, no houses, no nothing. So we go out there, there's old like pioneer graves out there. It's a pretty old cemetery. And we're walking around, just like messing around. We, saying like, hey, spirits, if you're out there, come talk with us, come communicate with us. And we were there for probably like 30, 45 minutes and didn't really hear anything until the very end. We heard like a little girl screaming from what it sounded like, but it sounded like it was pretty distant. And so we're like, that was weird. And the whole time I was recording the audio on my phone. So we kind of like run back to the car and I'm playing the audio back and we heard it on the audio too. And it sounded like it was saying something, but we couldn't really make out like what it was saying. And so like, oh, that was weird, but whatever. And then we drive back to my house and my parents were out of town. So it was just the two of us there and we're like blasting music. We were getting ready to go to a party. And so we're just like hanging out in the house, eating food. And I was going to go down to the basement to grab my jacket and the basement door was closed.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I go to reach for the doorknob, I just hear something pound on the other side of the door. Like it sounded like something like punched the door. As soon as I heard the noise, the door flew open and the stairs going upstairs are right next to the basement door. So the door flies open super hard and it hits the stairs, and then it hit the stairs hard enough that it ended up like closing itself, if that makes sense. And so I jumped back and I'm like, what the heck happened? And my buddy was sitting on the couch and was freaking out too, like, what was that? And I was like, I don't know, it was something that hit the door. And so I still had to go get my jacket. So I ran down in the basement, got the jacket, ran upstairs, and we booked it outside. Or we tried to go outside. And as we get to the front door, I made sure it was unlocked and everything, and I start pulling on the door, and the door wouldn't open. Like, it just wouldn't budge. And so I'm pulling on it for like 10, 15 seconds, and nothing. Like, it's not opening. And so my buddy, like, we both are trying to pull the door open together, and it wasn't just, like, stuck. When we both tried opening it, like, we could open it, but it felt like something was, like, pulling against it. So we'd open it a little bit, but something was, like, pulling from the other side. And so we finally, it took us, like, 30 seconds to finally get it open, and we're like pulling with all our might. So we finally get it open and we run outside and we're just like standing in front of my house looking at the house like, what the heck is going on? And so my buddy, we were going to go in his car and he had left his keys in the house. And so we're like, oh, like we got to go back in the house. Like, oh shit. So we go back up to the door and the front door was locked. And so we go in through the garage, we get his keys, and then we just like book it out of there. And I came back later that night. My parents still weren't home, so I was home alone. And I just couldn't sleep. Like, I was hyper wired and like freaked out. So I had every light in the house on. Like, all the TVs were playing. And I was just like doing random things to keep my mind occupied. Like, I was like cleaning the house. So I went to take the garbage out, and I take the garbage out, go back up to the front door, and the front door was locked again when I went back up to it. So I decided to test it out. And so I like went up to the front door and would go out in and out like 5 different times. And each time that I left, I'd wait like 30 seconds and then I'd go back up and the door would be locked. And so I got super freaked out, called my buddy and had him come pick me up. And I went and slept at his house. And that was the last thing I ever experienced, but it was super freaky.
You had a physical force holding a door.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the physicality of it, like, it wasn't just like seeing a ghost. It was like interacting with my freaking door, you know.
Fuck.
And the door like normally not sticky or anything.
No, like I even checked the bolt too, because I was like, maybe the bolt is what's sticking and like not being able, like letting me open the door. but we were actually able to pull the door a little bit. Like it felt like we were playing tug of war, basically. Like we'd pull the door and we could see outside like a sliver, you know, but it would just like pull it back. So no, it wasn't like a sticky door. That door never really had any issues that I remember anyway.
Is it a wooden door or just like an exterior door?
Like a standard exterior door.
Standard exterior door?
Solid.
Just because I was trying to, I'm trying to cross off if there was a chance that, you know, maybe it was a humid night and it for some reason freakishly swelled up, just happened, right? But I'm like, it doesn't sound like that.
That would be
it's the exterior.
That'd be a tight, like, that'd be ridiculous if it would swell that much.
It was like a hollow metal door, so it definitely wouldn't have swollen up.
Okay.
So we have a
just because I know that's
in old houses, if you had like a full wood frame with a wood door and it was a humid night or a humid week, it might swell to enough where you have to like kick the door to get it open, kind of thing.
But you would know it's not like it would be. It wouldn't just happen like 1 or 2 times a night. You would have that, and you'd be like, "God damn it!"
Fuck this door.
And it would be annoying until it like, you know, shrunk back up. So it's like the fact that this happened that one night in those instances is very, very creepy.
Was there any? Did you notice any markings or marks on the door or surround?
Never checked for any markings or anything like that. Well, so my family's religious, so like I told my dad about it when he got home, and he like blessed our house and everything, and so we never experienced anything in the house after that. Like I had other experiences outside of the house, but no markings, like nothing else happened apart from that one night inside our house.
Sounds like you got lucky. It didn't attach itself to you, whatever it was.
Yeah.
What before we let you go, what's your theory? What do you think?
I definitely believe in, like, I guess you could say like the other side or ghosts or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I've had enough experiences with it myself, like going out and exploring abandoned graveyards or abandoned buildings or whatever to deny that is something that exists. I don't know if I can just like say as easily like, oh, it's just a ghost. You know, I don't know exactly what the other side or what ghosts means, but I know that there's some other force, I guess, that is there that, you know, interacts with us. And so that's my theory, I guess, in the simplest terms, like a ghost or a spirit.
Right. Did you continue to go explore graveyards and shit after this event, or was that it for you?
We did a little bit, but we never invited it after that. Cause like this time we were out there like, hey, come communicate with us. And we were even like walking up to graves and we'd look at the name on the grave and be like, hey, like this dude, like come talk to us, you know? So we were like inviting it in totally. But after that, we'd still go explore places, but we never got to the point where we like actively invited it to come to us again.
It's probably wise.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. We're going to keep the lines rolling, but we appreciate the call.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're trying to get out, the fucking someone's like holding something, like extremely physical force is holding that door.
Yeah, I'm not. I would kick the door so hard.
Nothing would stop me from getting out of that fucking door. Let me out of here. No.
It's like terrifying. That this 5-panel door behind me swells sometimes, and if you close it, it gets stuck. And I do the same thing. I just
boot it.
This door has to be open. I don't like it.
That's a wild one. All right, another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Boys, how's it going?
Doing pretty well. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Awesome. Hey, this is Freewheelin' Seth Cornelli.
Oh, shit, man. Our skydiving buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Also, stopped letting my kids listen to the podcast after I heard cum gutters. So I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to listen to that part.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been in the first place, so.
Yeah.
Well, everything wasn't terrible, but you know. Anyways.
Well, that's the bonus stuff. That's the bonus show.
Yeah.
Anyways, what do you got for us?
All right, so I got
your kids are gonna have a rich vocabulary
for you boys. All right, so I'm calling from West Virginia. I'm from Wisconsin, but I live in West Virginia for the moment. I don't know Baumeister. I wish I did, but I don't. Anyways, so when we were moving here, my wife and I had looked at a couple different houses, and we ended up landing at the one that we live in. And the old guy that was showing us the place, like when we got to the how do I put it? So he it was weird because he kept kind of hinting that like they couldn't hold on to renters, which is like red flag number one.
Usually, yep.
And like there was a pair of nurses apparently that had like lived here before us, and they just like grabbed their shit and fucking left. Like didn't patch up holes or anything. They just like vanished. So that was comforting. When like I went to go check the basement, make sure the thing wasn't leaking and all this other stuff. My wife didn't want to go down the stairs because she had quote unquote said that the stairs were not safe, which I kind of just brushed off. But it's a 3-bedroom house, had a 1-car garage, had a basement, stuff that we were looking for, so we took it. With my job, I end up getting home pretty late at night, and I'm kind of, my oldest son's at bed, my wife would be asleep, so I would sit in the living room and finish up my work on my computer and watch TV. But it'd be like weird because like where the couch sits, you can see into like the dining room all the way through to like the door to the garage.
Right.
And I'd always get the feeling that something was over that way. Now I have like a hook where like jackets sit. So like my mind goes like, oh, that's the jackets, nothing is there. And then once spring came, I started cutting the grass, and I'd find these random, like, kids' toys in the backyard.
What?
And they weren't my son's toys. They would just be these random... And I have a fence around my house, so it's not like random kids are just, like, going through my yard and dropping their stuff. So that was kind of weird. And I would start to joke with my wife that there's this ghost boy, around the house, because I'd find random toys in the backyard. There's that eerie feeling over by the garage door. So that was like the joke. Then when my wife was pregnant, things got a little weirder. So she had told me that she'd see these shadow figures in our bedroom. There were these 2 other ones that were like, how she just describes it as like, not demonic, but like not nice either. That would kind of hang out by her. But there was this big, tall motherfucker that would like loom over me, apparently. Now, when she was telling me this, I asked her like, well, why, like, what did you do? And she pulled an Andrew, and instead of like telling me and waking me up, she just hid under the covers and hoped it went away.
Well, yeah.
So this big shadow motherfucker just hanging over me, like sucking my soul or doing whatever it's doing. So that was cool to learn that this is going on in my house. And I guess so. My wife then kind of told me she has like this. I kind of knew it. We've talked about it because we like paranormal things. Where she can sense feelings. It's not like she can see like dead people, but she can sense, I guess, energy, you would say.
Okay.
So she's kind of telling me this, and she would talk about how I used to joke about this ghost boy. Well, apparently there was like a ghost boy that goes from like the front door to the back door, like where I had that eerie feeling like a year before.
Oh.
That was cool. And when my youngest son got a little bit older, he would point to corners and just start laughing like little kids do. I brushed it off. But when then he started saying like a word that sounded like kitty, I was like, cool, all right, now we have a ghost cat.
Oh.
Like, that's awesome. Right? Yeah, wait till your kid starts doing that there, Zoe.
Oh.
Anyways, the creepiest thing that has happened in this house that like I can't explain is my son is almost 2, and about a month ago, I had some people over and we were all kind of talking. He points to the front door and says, boy, and then yells, get out of here, or something close to it, because, he's almost 2. And I was like, what the fuck?
Grounded.
Now, I know Andrew would tell me to leave, but this house is like super affordable, and we're going to leave in a couple months anyways. But like, yeah, that's kind of what I got, some giant shadow figure looming over me, and then my youngest son is seeing some ghost boy running around the house.
It makes me think, like, when you said that, like, maybe it's sucking my soul or something, that maybe perhaps these things are like some sort of, we make the joke about vampires, but maybe they're not sucking your blood or life force or anything like that. But like maybe we do just exude some sort of energy into another dimension, and they just sit there and just are absorbing it, right? That's why they're coming and right? Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Interdimensional vampires.
Into my head.
Interdimensional energy vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if they're not like physically harming you, but they seem to be like, looming over you. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Well, so when I was talking to my wife about it, I was kind of like, so she was afraid to tell me because I'm very skeptical, and I guess I had made some comments in the past that made her feel self-conscious of telling me some things. So one night we finally had a good conversation about it, and she was telling me about this. And I guess it sort of resembled my grandfather on my mom's side, who was like 6'4", 6'5". I'm 5'8", so he's like way taller than me. And so she, like, from what she can remember and what he looks like, kind of sort of looks like that. So maybe it was like like my grandfather, maybe like watching over me, and then my soon-to-be born son kind of thing. But that still doesn't explain the other 2 not so nice things that she was seeing either.
Well, that'd be a nicer way to think about it. Just like a protector.
Yeah, well,
like,
I'm kind of hoping so. Well, because we thought maybe, hold on, she's on the phone with somebody else. So we had named my youngest son after my great uncle who had died in the 1950s. So I thought maybe it was him, but he's like 5'7", and the way she described it, this dude's way taller, so there's no way it can be him. But she also like said that she feels his presence in the house too. I don't know. Again, this is all like secondhand information, because I don't feel any of that stuff. I don't know.
Well, you know what you have to do for us? You got to convince your wife to call in next time.
Oh, I would. She's on the damn phone with her grandma right now. But anyways, yeah. Next time
week,
we'll have to.
Or next Cosmic Channels.
Yeah, I would like to hear her version of what. I'm always interested when people say like they can feel like like an energy or a presence. I want to like explore that more. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you get? Is it a sense, like a physical sense? Is it something you think about, or how does that happen? It's cool.
Oh, for sure, boys. I'll definitely get around to that.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for sticking around for so long.
Appreciate you guys taking my call.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good night.
Peace out.
All right, you guys have a good one.
It's a haunted Cosmic Channels tonight, is it not?
Jesus. I had to set up my EMF reader. If it goes off, I'm hanging up and leaving.
Oh.
No, it's not. I've been watching it. That's all I'm watching.
Oh,
you got another...
No, I don't... Oh, he just hung up now. All right, should be another one coming soon. Yeah, haunted as fuck tonight.
Yeah.
When he says his kid, like just staring at the corner and laughing and like, boy, oh, and you're like, fuck.
It's weird. I got a buddy who's got a 2-year-old who says something like some weird shit. No, she's like 4 now. But I guess when she was like 2 and 3, she would like go and be like, "You're going to hell." He's like, "What? Who taught you that?"
Yeah, where'd you learn this shit? All right, another caller.
Yeah.
Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, brother.
What's going on?
Much. I got a paranormal story for you.
Yeah,
I can get my phone off speaker.
please do. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Boise, Idaho, and my name is Casey.
Casey from Boise.
What's up, Casey?
All right,
I've
let's.
been meaning to call you guys for a while, but
Hey, you're on now.
I'm busy.
That's all that matters.
Is my phone echoing back at you guys at all?
Seems all right.
Sounds good on our end.
Okay, I was just making sure because my phone's broken, so I can't get my phone off speaker right now. So the story this all begins back in Reno, Nevada. When my grandma was alive, she said she always had like ghosts following her around and stuff, and she was weird. She'd get up in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she said she would talk to these ghosts and stuff, but I don't know about all that. But I have seen there's like I've seen like a shadow guy with looks like he's wearing like a trench coat with a hat,
Oh, the hat
but
man.
not like
Lou Bega.
face to face, but like I'll be watching TV and like you'll see him walk past the doorway, and my brothers and sisters have seen it too, and that was just like the kind of weird stuff at that house. But then we fast forward, we moved to California, and this is when it started getting wild. We moved to this house, and then this house is like a old tiny like brick house kind of looking, you know, and when you get on the property, you just had a weird vibe. Even my cousin that was helping us move into the house, he was like, "This house is weird, man." I was like, "Oh, I know." And so we're in the house. We're there for like, I'd say like 6 months before anything starts happening. And then we start seeing the shadow guy again. But then there's, we kept having like, nothing ever happened with him. We just like walked by you just see him walking by. It's nothing like ominous about it or anything. But we started seeing these other presences in the house. And that's one time I was sleeping, and I shared a room with my 2 brothers. We had a bunk bed and then a recliner, and I would sleep in the recliner. And I just felt something grab my foot, and we had 2 cats, so I was like, "Oh, maybe it's just a cat, you know." And I felt like something scratched the bottom of my foot, and I sat up, and I didn't see any animals in the room, and so I threw a pillow at my brother. And I was like, "Hey, can you go turn the light on, man?" I was like, "I don't want to get off the chair." I was like, "Something scratched me or something."
You're like,
and
something fucking gave me a Gucci.
Yeah, so he flips on the light. My foot's bleeding. I have a scar on the bottom of my foot. I can send a picture to you guys.
Please do.
After we get off the call. And so he turns on the light. He's like, "What was that?" He's like, "Did one of the cats get you?" I was like, "No. Man, I was like, there's no animals in here." I was like, "Unless you see one." Our bed didn't have a bottom. It was like solid to the ground, so they can't go under the bed, and all doors are closed and everything. So there's no animals in there. So we're like, "Oh, whatever." Well, that wasn't whatever, you know. I stayed up the rest of the night. But a couple weeks later, my brother, he was sleeping, and his blankets just get ripped off of him, thrown across the room. And I was just talking to him about this the other day. I was like, "Oh, you remember that happening?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, that house was super weird, man. A bunch of weird shit always happened there. Stuff would just, like, fall off the walls just randomly, and bats would just fly into our, like, if we had the window open, bats would fly into our room and just smack against the wall and just die and stuff." So
what?
We ended up moving out of there probably about a year and a half later.
Good option.
And my sister's friend moved in, and she would like approach us all like cautiously. She's like, she's like, "Did you guys ever see or anything weird ever happen in that house to you guys?" I was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Well, there's this thing that keeps messing around in the top like right bedroom. It keeps bats keep flying in. There's blankets keep getting pulled and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd get out of there if I were you. But it's not going to stop.
It's like, thanks for the heads up before I moved in.
Oh, I didn't know they moved in. They just, we found out later.
Jeez. What's with all these haunted calls today?
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, this is...
that was a pretty crazy one.
So you seen the Hat Man, Shadow Man with the trench coat and top hat. Did you see it? Did he have like glowing eyes at all? Did you ever notice that?
No, so not that I noticed, because he would just like, it'd be like him walking sideways, you know, and then like if you saw, like if you seen him, like he'll stop for a sec, look at you, and then just continue down.
Oh,
Weird.
that is creepy.
What does he want? Fuck.
I don't know. But after my grandma passed away, I've never seen the shadow guy anymore. Never had any problems with any of the spirits or anything. So I think they were just following her around, and we were just collateral damage.
Just kind of around it.
Yeah,
So fucking weird.
It's still terrifying.
Nope. Another nope from me. Damn.
You guys got anybody else on the line? Do you want a UFO story?
Oh, there's always someone on the line, but I can't see them. We're too cheap for call waiting display. So
Yeah, that's the next milestone for this show.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, save the UFO story and please call back
again.
another time.
All right, will do, guys.
All right,
you enjoy your night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks
You
for the
too.
call.
Oh man,
Thanks, man.
Why is everything haunted tonight?
it's weird because I'm like, now that I have all this ghost hunting stuff, like I can't wait to go back to like a house where I've had some weird experience, like my parents' house. So I'm gonna set some of this stuff up and see, right, and scan and see if I can get any pickup or anything of some of these instances.
You go back there, you find out your parents' house is the gateway to hell.
Well, dude, wait till you hear this audio recording from the Airbnb.
Are you for real?
100%, dude.
Oh no, dude.
I was listening to it. We recorded 25 minutes of just dead air, and
Picked up something weird.
yeah, I'm gotta line it up with the video still to see if we get any, if it lines up with any spook, because we were recording the EMF reader, so we'll see if it correlated. But I've got about 7 hours of footage to go through.
Just scroll through. That's wild. All right,
Yeah.
Another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
What's going on? It's Chris from Denver.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris?
You
Still
survived?
hungover, buddy?
You still survived the trip?
I'm still hungover. I'm still feeling it yet. No, I missed my flight that Sunday. Oh, God, that was not a good time.
You missed it? Fuck, that sucks, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to get home at I was supposed to be home at 9 in the morning on Sunday, and I didn't get home till 1 in the morning on Monday.
On Monday?
So, yeah,
oh, fuck. That's brutal.
Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, so I had a story that my wife reminded me of that it's a little dream policey, but it checks out in real life.
Well, I don't know.
No, so you want to let me start telling it, and if y'all smell some bullshit, you can cut me off?
No, if it involves sleeping,
I actually have...
then we'll cut you off, but go for it. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, all right. So sleeping aside, when me and my wife first got together, we were talking about our earlier years when we were kids and shit, and we'd talk about that every now and again. And there was a day that she had woken up, and she was like, "Hey, I've got a question for you." I was like, "All right, what's up?" She said, "Was your grandmother insert adjective here?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Why? She was like, "Because I'm pretty sure I saw her standing in the corner of the bedroom last night." It's like, okay, well, describe her more to me. And my wife, she had never seen my grandmother up until this point. So I was like,
not even a
describe
picture?
her more. And no, not even a picture. And because we've been together
is your grandma
for
still
maybe a month
obviously
at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. My grandmother, she passed in 2014, and me and my wife met in 2018. Yeah, no, she's all right. She's kicking it up there. She's doing good. She ain't sweating it. But yeah. And my wife had described her perfectly to a T, like glasses, hairstyle, everything. So I was like, all right, you're stressing me out. Like, what the fuck? And then, a little bit more time goes on. We're talking about that. And then the same thing happens. We wake up and she's like, hey, I have another question for you. I was like, go ahead. She said, can I go ahead and describe this dream that I had of your childhood house, and you can tell me like where it falls? So I was like, yeah, go ahead. And she described the house with about 85% accuracy. There were very minor details that she had gotten wrong, but they were like comparative to everything she got right. Those details were a drop in the bucket. And then I ended up finding a picture of my old house, and I showed her, and she was pointing out everything, because like the pictures were from when it was getting sold, so it was empty. And she was like, in this room, this is where a couch was, and this couch, and this chair, and this chair. Here's where the table was. This is where this was in the kitchen. And she had it to like 85% accuracy.
Well,
and to this day, we still talk about it.
Maybe maybe your wife is one of those people that, is more of an aptitude to remote viewing. So I'd be curious, next time you're going on a trip together at a place you haven't been, do some experiments. Get her to sit in a dark room and visualize some of the things that she might see, right? Like you could get some remote viewing experiments going to see if, maybe she just has a knack for it.
100%. Do the steps, clear her mind, visualize, write down what she sees.
She does. She loves all that meditating stuff. She'll be able to get it no problem. And what it's worth, she also has Rh negative blood.
Alien.
So, yeah. So we're not sure. We think my daughter has Rh negative, but
the Dream Police were around the block, but they weren't here for this call. So you're lucky.
No, they didn't.
Right,
they didn't show up.
I could see the lights, but they must have been for responding to something else. So that's good.
That was great.
They were responding to some drunk asshole on stage.
yeah. It must have been nearby. Hey, thanks for the call, Chris. It was awesome meeting you, brother, in Austin. That was a good time.
Yeah, man, it was great hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, it was fun. All right, man. We'll talk to you.
Have a good one, man.
We'll talk to you. Bye.
Bye.
Keep us posted, Chris, if you ever do some remote viewing experiments. Shoot us a message before you go. Send us the remote viewing, what she thinks she sees. So then, before she goes, then we can, hold it, or let us know where you're going, and maybe we'll be the antenna. We'll look up some spots and project them to your wife.
I've actually thought about, since we did that, to maybe on the next Cosmic Channels or one of the case files, like bring in a segment. Like I'll get an object in the studio, like place it in a box on my desk, and I'll be like,
oh shit,
and I'll be like this. I'll be like, okay, this object is in Kelowna, BC. It's at my studio, Meteor Sound Studio. Blah blah blah, and then we'll get some call. Maybe we'll take a call and see if anyone can read it or anything.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And if you get it to an astounding degree, maybe we'll send you a little prize or something.
Stickers or something. Yeah, I think that'd just be fun.
I like that.
That'd be fun.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
That's genius.
All right.
What's in the box?
Let's bring another caller on. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Fuck you, I called.
Fuck you, you did.
What's going on, Noah?
Hey, this is Noah. Yep, how you doing?
Who?
What's going on?
This is Noah.
Noah who?
Who? Noah who? Who's Noah?
This is Noah Peachelin from Illinois.
Never heard of him.
Sounds new to me.
I'm new.
What's going on, Noah?
What's up? What do you got?
I've been pretty good.
Been good?
Well, I got an update on my backyard ghost.
All right.
So this is
That's
so
the
so
wait.
this. What?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this happened about just around like a month ago. I should have mentioned it before, but I didn't know. But I just, life happens. Anyhow, I'm taking my dogs out, and it's around the evening time. I want to say around in the middle of February. And I'm taking them out there, and one of my dogs starts barking off at the wind because she is who she is. And so I said to her, hey, let's not bark, let's not bug the neighbors, okay? And all of a sudden, I hear from my backyard a male voice saying no. Now at this point, I kind of after a while just get perturbed. So I kind of just looked over to the ghost, to the voice where it came from the background, and I just said, "Fuck you." Like I'm just annoyed at that point. And so I just try to continue going on, but then as soon as I start walking away, I stopped, looked back where I was looking, and I saw a figure walking back into the backyard from my line of view.
A figure?
I'm looking at this.
Oh no.
I can't see its face, but I can see it wearing a red flannel shirt, blue jeans, and some boots. I'm looking at it, and I'm watching it walk right back into the backyard, and I'm thinking, huh?
Did you say it's wearing
so
blue
I rushed
jeans?
over there. Blue jeans, a buttoned up red flannel, and boots. I'm not kidding you. I couldn't see its face, but I could see what it was wearing.
So we got a hipster ghost.
I thought it out. Yes. Anyway, I'm looking at it thinking, oh, what? So I rush right back there. I look everywhere. I look, in the backyard, underneath my back porch. I will look across the street to see if there's anybody that kind of would have came from my backyard or just went back to the house. Nobody. Not a single person was out there. I even walked all the way back around my house, back up to the front, towards the other side to see. There's nobody. And I wasn't just like taking a stroll, taking a nice little walk or anything. I was bolting. I was like speeding Gonzalez, trying to look and see who it was that I saw, and there was nobody there.
So it just disappeared?
It just disappeared out of nowhere, and I was like, nope. As soon as that happened, I just said, nope. I know I will take them out another time. So I took them back inside, and I didn't go out for a little while. So
And
that's my big update for you.
What time was it? What time is this at?
I would say around the evening, because my son, because this was before daylight saving time today, so this was like mid-February. I want to say post Super Bowl, maybe the 16th of February, around 5-ish, maybe.
So just starting to get dark.
Yeah, just starting to get dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And how close are your neighbors to you?
Well, I don't think we live on a corner, at the corner of a street, so we got neighbors from across the street and then across the street going down the road past the corner. So I'd say we're pretty much, if we were to go across the street, if we want to go across the street, we'd be able to. But here's the thing is, I'm pretty fast runner, so I could start looking and running as fast as I can to make sure I can find who it was and everything. But when I tell you, I couldn't find anything whatsoever. And this figure that I saw, it didn't look like it was around my height or even. It just looked as if it was looked as if maybe like an older figure, maybe, kind of just walking past, and I don't think it would be able to run as fast as I could have, in my opinion. So I'm just standing there. I don't know what to tell you.
Here's what I want you to do, because you've now had a couple experiences with this thing. Aside from getting some EMF readers and stuff like that, write a journal so that have a journal. So when you see this thing, I want the details of everything you can remember immediately after it happens. time, the date. Because if this is something that's happening a couple times, let's start trying to track it down and suss out what it could be.
100%.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, thanks, Noah.
Perfect.
All right, thank you very much. All right, awesome.
Talk to you again. Bye.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
The ghost of the backyard of Noah strikes again.
Yeah. The hipster. Hipster ghost.
Hipster ghost. All right, we got time for another call, maybe two.
Oh, so maybe
Bring
two.
it, we'll bring it. We'll see how this one goes. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
How's it going? This is Chris, Charlotte, North Carolina. How's it going? Fuck you, I called.
Fuck yeah, you did. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. I called you guys once before, maybe your second Cosmic Channels episode from Charleston. A ghost story.
Fucking been around a while.
Somebody running down the stairs. Yeah, I've been listening to you guys since 2016. I think first episode I listened to was the fucking pyramids, which is my shit.
That's an old one. That's an old one for sure.
Yeah. The audio was terrible and
oldie buddy goodie.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was recorded in a sweaty ass garage.
Yeah.
No ventilation.
Yeah.
No sound treatment.
You guys have come a long way. It's awesome. I've listened to all your shit. It's amazing.
Ah, cheers, brother. We appreciate
Keeps me going. I appreciate you guys. So I wanted to share one other story with you guys. So growing up, my parents were members of a ranch called Warner Springs, is out in San Diego. Kind of like members, like you'd be members of a country club. They're members of this ranch, right? So we go and visit it every once in a while.
Right.
And so one of my last times going there before I moved back east was when I was about 15 years old. And I was playing a lot of sports. I was always on at least 2 soccer teams at the time. But it was just my dad and I who went. And we stayed in this cottage, one of the first cottages built around the hot spring pool. And we went to bed. It was just he and I, and it was a small cottage, so it was king size bed, and it had another room, a common room, and then a bedroom and a bathroom. That was about it. And in the middle of the night, I woke up. I wasn't dreaming when this happened, but I woke up. I was wide awake, had sleep paralysis, but this is kind of common for me. So I was aware of what was going on. Wasn't really scared of having that. But when I woke up, there was a shadow standing at the foot of my bed, or foot of our bed, because we're both in the bed. So I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm trying to wake up my dad up, but I can't move. And then as this is happening over maybe a few, 3 to 5 minutes, it became 3 figures, and then one next to me, and then one next to my dad. And I still can't move. And I'm freaking out. I'm trying to move as hard as I can to wake him up because, it's my dad. I'm 15, but old enough to know what's going on, and I'm still freaking out and trying to wake up. All of a sudden, I can move, and I start kicking the shit out of him, and to the point where when he woke up, or the next day he had a lot of bruises on his legs, but I woke him up, and he's freaking out because I'm freaking out, and we end up searching everything in the place and don't find anything. But it's not until about a year ago, talking to my mom and telling her this story, because he passed away 10 years ago, but I told him this story, or told her this story. She's like, "You never told me this story." I'm like, "Well, it was just Dad and I didn't feel like I needed to share this with anybody." And she started telling me, "Well, this cottage, or the whole place is built on an Indian reservation." I'm like, "Well, I didn't really know that." And she's like, "This has been in litigation, them trying to get the land back from the people who bought it for about 15 or about 20, the past 20 years. So this happened about 25 years ago. And they've been trying to get the land back that they sold to these people. And this is one of the first cottages built. And so when she tells me that, I'm like, okay, this could be something more than I think it actually is. Or thought it, I was a child then, or 15, I'm a child. But now it's you look back on it and you're like, well, this could have been a little bit more than that, because I still remember it vividly. I'm 41 now, but I was 15 then, and like I was, I can still see it clearly, and it's not something I've forgotten at all. And
stuck with you.
And it doesn't freak me out now, but then it freaked me out, and then just thinking about it, I was like, wow, well, this might have some correlation with them taking the land from them. I mean, they had like burial stuff on the grounds and whatnot, and it's like,
this is a horror movie.
Obviously, they wanted
this
this
is a horror
land
movie
back.
waiting to be written.
Exactly, and it's like
I'm curious to know, have you had any other bouts of sleep paralysis throughout your life, or is this a one-time thing?
No, I've had it like my entire life. I mean, not so much like in the last like 10 years or so, but probably up through college and whatnot. So I mean, I don't know if it has any correlation with like I don't play that many sports anymore, or not like I used to. But I mean, it was I don't have it as much anymore. But when I do have it, like I know what's going on. I just kind of chill and wait till I can start moving again. But back then, it was still common for me, so it didn't really freak me out. But what freaked me out was seeing one shadow at the front of my bed, and then 3, and then 4 and 5, and then it was like, all right, this needs to stop, And then I was able to finally move, and then I just started kicking the shit out of my dad's legs to wake him up, and he woke up pretty quick, and he's like, what? It's like, there's people in here. Yeah, it was a crazy situation. But then like my mom telling me about how the Indians are trying to buy back the land. I'm not entirely sure what tribe. It could probably be looked up pretty easily with Warner Springs Ranch. Just Googling it. I haven't done that yet. But I mean, that's basically my whole story. So I didn't really waste you guys' time. So I just want to bring that up.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the call. That would be
cool,
a terrifying thing to wake up to for sure.
It was a terrifying experience. Thank you, Zell, and thank you, Brendan and Dragon, and
Craig. And
you get it in. Craig, yeah, Craig.
A man and many names.
Brandon. I mean, I remember in the beginning, bro. Like you reminded me a lot of myself because you couldn't even remember the episode you were on before, which is awesome. But also not awesome.
Nothing's changed.
But,
not a lot's changed.
Not a lot's changed. I feel you're not slurring so much. I might be a little bit right now, but yeah, I'm super.
I've learned to enunciate a little more.
Yeah, we give him some mouth exercises before we start recording.
Not so many meat draws like right before you start.
The body doesn't handle those too well anymore.
Right, we're getting older. All right, brothers.
All right, have a good night.
Well,
all right,
I appreciate it. You guys have a good one too. All right, cheers.
Take care, buddy.
I was a nice guy, so I didn't want to hang up on the sirens on him, but
yeah.
Anytime...
That's the thing with sleep paralysis, though. Like it's one of those things. It's a freaky thing, but a lot of people experience that same.
The shadows.
The shadows that just loom and. They crawl on you and all this stuff, and it's weird, but a lot of people experience that. We don't know why. We don't know why.
Fuck no. Maybe you are
real. We don't know.
Maybe you are in that scenario, like you're between awake and sleep, and you're in a different, like you kind of are privy to a different realm. Like you're seeing these like fucking beings.
Or the veil's a little thin.
Veil's thin. All right, we got time for one quick call. We're going to wrap this one up. Here we go. Let's bring this person on the line.
This is overtime.
Overtime on Cosmic Channels. All right. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hello. This is Ashley calling from Ontario.
Ashley from Ontario. First Canadian caller of the night.
I'm literally shaking. I'm literally shivering. I'm turning into soup.
Is there an immediate ghost or poltergeist demon or anything scaring you into this, or why are you shaking?
So actually, like 10 minutes ago, while I was on hold, a bottle cap hit my roommate in the head, and like, I'm kind of afraid. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. That could have been part of the shaking. Not sure. But I do have a story about paranormal activity and slight child neglect.
Slight child neglect. Should we? All right. Let's.
Okay.
All right. Let's.
This is overtime.
This is overtime. There's no rules on Cosmic Channel's overtime.
Okay.
There's no.
Okay, fuck it. So I'm a wee lad. You know what I mean? Ages of maybe 7, 8 and a half, something like that. But so my mom left me in the bathtub to go to the store to get me a milkshake because I was really obese as a kid, and I was like, Mom, I need a milkshake.
Wait, hold on.
What? Your mom left you in the tub to go get you a milkshake.
But you said you were about 7, right?
I was 7 or 8.
And hold on, did she leave you in the tub because you physically couldn't get out of the tub? Like, you were old enough to get out of the tub if you wanted, right?
Oh, I was a fat little fuck, okay? I wanted a milkshake. I was like, Mom, you know what I mean? It's either this or I'm going to drown myself. And she was like, okay, I'll go get you a milkshake.
Okay.
So I didn't drown. So I'm in the bath, and I'm alone, and she's at the store. And we have one drawer that would make noise. Hope I said the right drawer. That, would make noise if you open it. It was the cutlery. So, the knife drawer, the fork drawer, whatever.
Yeah,
so I'm in the bathtub, and I hear the door open, and I'm like, fuck, sweet, let's sit down. And Mom's back. Awesome. And I'm like, Mom! And I hear no answer.
Sloshing around.
I'm free-willying myself, basically. I'm submerged. I'm like, and it was
yeah.
And I'm like,
the whole bathroom's a splash zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't say yo, Mom. I was like, mother, please, are you here? And I got no answer. And then I hear footsteps.
Milkshake, Mom!
Drawer open. I hear the one fucking drawer open. The goddamn knife and cutlery. I'm losing it. I'm sitting there, you know what I mean? My face is for sure going red. I'm probably, reading the Bible. I don't know if I could read at that age, actually. I was a slow learner. But I'm freaking out. I hear the knife door open, and then I hear it close. And then I, get out of the tub, and I put on, a towel, and I, slowly walk out, and nobody's there. And nobody is there. The door is still locked. I don't know what happened. I was in subsidized housing, so it could have been, that was scary enough, I don't know if you guys know what that is, government-funded houses.
Yep, sure, yep.
But,
yeah.
So I ended up just, unlocking the door and sitting outside in a towel on the front steps until my mom came home. And if you have more time, I have another story.
Wait,
that
so you did get the milkshake in the end?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Nice.
I had to sip it really slowly though to cope. I was gotta let it go down.
Was it one of those things where you had to have a couple chugs of the milkshake before you could get what was bothering you out?
I was sipping. I was like, and I'm like,
you're like, holy, I'm fucking stressed. I need some of this
some milkshake,
sweet cream, icy cream. You don't know what happened to me, Mom.
I was like, Mom, I had such a stiff bad day. She wouldn't let me smoke yet.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe double digits, maybe when you're 10. I was like, okay. I didn't start smoking. I'm actually scared of all cigarettes and stuff like that. You ever see those smoking commercials with the Camel, and you're like, I don't want that.
Smart.
Kind of scares you away. But and there's another story where me and my mom were upstairs and she was reading me a book, and we hear the door open and we hear footsteps go towards the stairs, and I was on the top floor, and then we're scared because the door was locked yet again. So my mom grabbed a little weight or something that I had in my room. And then I couldn't be scared. I just started laughing. I was like, what are you going to do? You going to Chuck Norris the fuck out of a ghost right now? Are you going to, there's a burglar and you're grabbing a weight. You're about to work out? You're going to be like, I'm so buff. You know what I mean? Channing Tatum it? I don't think so. But, yeah, that's
all right, you had me a little worried when you said child neglect, but it was just, just wanted a milkshake.
Comical neglect.
It was comical neglect, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like your mom had enough of you having a fit. She's trying to appease you.
Yeah, she gave me pickle juice too, so it was cool.
Now, with that drawer, that would happen quite often. You would hear that drawer rattle and open with no one around, or is that just a kind of a one-time thing?
No, it's a one-time thing. Like, I heard it when my mom was cooking, and I was like, "Oh fuck, sweet pot roast." But like, I was like, "Well, it's death. I'm ready to die." You know what I mean? I'm not even close. Like, I'm more scared about that.
All right.
Interesting. And no other issues in that house other than
When
that
my
one time.
when my mom's dad passed away once, she said that she heard like his furniture moving in the basement, but I feel like someone was just trying to rob her, and she's lying to me.
Yeah.
It was
You know,
ghosts.
subsidized housing. We had a neighbor.
Yeah.
We had a neighbor one time come over and literally steal a shelf from us. So like that's, you know what I mean?
Just
Walk in the park.
Commonplace.
What is there a chance that while you were in the bath, someone seeing your mom left was going and stealing
And just
some
stole
cutlery?
our cutlery? Like, I don't think so. No.
Maybe just a couple spoons,
One knife.
right? Needed
I
a
was
couple
like, my
butter
mom was like,
knives.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe I just need some toast or, you know what I mean? Cannoli. You survived off of like beefaroni back in those days, so
Nothing
over
wrong.
there
Hey,
just looking for
nothing
that
wrong with a little
Hey.
beefaroni.
eating time. Delicious.
All right, we got to wrap this episode up, but thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Thanks for the
Okay.
call.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Okay. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
That's a great ending. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. I was like, I do not know in which direction this story will go, but I am now invested enough to see, and I was like pleasantly surprised because I was like, listen, I don't want a downer here at the end of the show. Perfect.
A nice little comic relief at the end of a terrifying Cosmic Channels.
Yeah. I was when she left me in the bath. I was like, but you're 7.
You get up.
She didn't leave you in the bath. She just left you because you're 7. You can do whatever you want. You're old enough to
Get out of the bath. You can
Get out of the
grab a towel, which she did.
That's what I thought when she was like, I was a heavy kid. I was like, well, how heavy was like when you get left in the bath? Was that where you were left? Because
Are we talking like reality show
Yeah.
heavy here? Like
yeah, that's what I was curious. That's what I was curious. Pretty funny story. Anyway.
funny story. Funny girl. That was awesome. All right, that's going to wrap this episode of Cosmic Channels up. Next recording will be March 27th. Same cosmic time, same cosmic place.
That'll be Cosmic Channels 50.
50. What? Well, we'll do something special for 50. I can't believe we've done 50 of those fuckers already.
I know, it's weird. Crazy.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you, everybody.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.